Hi, and welcome to Master Speak English, the channel where learning English feels like a journey. In today's video, I'm going to tell you a brand new story called The Italian Train and the Lost Sketchbook. It's a story about a girl who travels to Italy to study art. But something unexpected happens on a train, and it leads her to a life-changing experience. This story is filled with emotion, adventure, and connection. You can also practice your English using the shadowing technique. First, listen carefully. Then, repeat after me. Match my voice, tone, and rhythm. It's one of the best ways to improve your pronunciation and fluency. Are you ready? Let's begin. My name is Mia. I'm 24 years old. I'm from Toronto, Canada. I love to draw. I've been sketching since I was a little girl. Art helps me feel free. This story happened last year. I got a scholarship to study art in Florence, Italy. It was a dream come true. Italy, the home of art, history, and beauty. I arrived in Rome and planned to take a train to Florence. I had my suitcase, my sketchbook, and my heart full of hope. The train was busy. I found a seat near the window. The countryside passed by. Golden hills, green trees, soft sunlight. I opened my sketchbook and started drawing. Then, at the next stop, someone sat across from me, a young man, maybe my age. He had headphones on and a book in his hand. He glanced at me and smiled politely. We didn't speak, but I noticed something strange. Every now and then, he looked at my sketchbook. Not rude, just curious. Suddenly, the train shook. My bag fell off the seat. My sketchbook dropped on the floor. He quickly picked it up. "Here you go," he said. His accent was Italian. "Thanks," I replied. Then he added, "You draw really well." I smiled. "Thank you. I love drawing." He nodded. "I can tell. Your lines have emotion." That surprised me. Most people just say, "Nice drawing." But he saw something deeper. We started talking. His name was Marco. He lived in Florence. He was a music student. He played piano and loved classical music. He asked me more about my sketches. I showed him a few. He pointed to one of a little girl under a tree. "She looks lonely," he said. I smiled. That's how I felt when I drew it. He nodded. I could feel that. We talked for the rest of the trip. It felt natural, easy, like we'd known each other for years. Then the train arrived. We both stood up. I grabbed my bag, but my sketchbook was gone. I panicked. I searched everywhere. I asked a train worker. Nothing. My heart sank. All my art, all my emotions were gone. Marco saw my face. "What's wrong?" "My sketchbook," I said. "It's missing." He helped me look, but no luck. Then he said, "Let me take you to my friend's cafe. It's quiet. You can rest and think." I hesitated, but I trusted him. We walked through narrow Florence streets, old buildings, warm colors, music in the air. The cafe was cozy. His friend served us tea. Marco said, maybe losing it was a way for something new to begin. I didn't understand, but I nodded. He gave me a notebook. "Start again," he said. I opened the first page. My hand started to move. A new drawing was born. We met again the next day, and the next. I drew, he played music. One day, I drew while he played piano. He looked at my sketch and smiled. "This one feels full of light." I replied, "That's how I feel now." Weeks passed. I found myself smiling more. My new sketchbook filled with drawings, not of sadness, but of joy. Then, one morning, I got a message from the train station. Someone found a lost sketchbook. It was mine. I ran to pick it up. I opened it. My old drawings were there, but they felt different, distant. I smiled, closed it, and placed it next to the new one. That night, I met Marco at the river. I told him I found my old sketchbook. He looked at me. "Are you happy?" I nodded, "But I like the new one better." He laughed. "Me too." Then he held my hand. The lights of Florence reflected in the water, and I felt something new. Peace, possibility, and maybe love. Now it's your turn. Go back, listen again, and repeat the sentences out loud. Use the shadowing technique to practice your speaking every day. Even 10 minutes can make a big difference. If you like this story, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Masters Speak English for more beautiful stories and speaking practice every week. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.